All right, a lot to unpack there from that Missouri Senator Josh Hawley interview. The NBA still hasn't responded to its blatant hypocrisy on China. But how about the idea that LeBron James's equality sneakers from Nike could be made by concentration camp slave labor? I mean, one of the challenges with leagues deciding to make political statements is politics is blood sport, right? And if you decide that you are going to be politically active, all of this complicit sports media that basically just coddles you, right? They don't ask any difficult questions. They're like, oh, it's so brave for this athlete to be able to willing to step out. When you actually step into the political arena, you have to expect that your hypocrisy is going to be analyzed. And the hypocrisy, look, people say, like, why are you so focused on the NBA's relationship with China? Well, first of all, I think China is the number one story in the world right now. They created the coronavirus, didn't manage to stop it from spreading, and as a result, it came to the United States and did more damage to us than anything the Nazis did during World War II in the United States. I want you to think about that for a minute. And a lot of people have not paid attention to this. But what China has done with the coronavirus in allowing it to escape Chinese borders and spread around the world has cost more to Americans, you, me, the average person out there listening to us right now, than anything that Nazi Germany did to the United States in the 1930s and on up into World War II, directly in our country, to our economy. China, and I can't believe I have to say this, but there's so few people in media and certainly so few people in sports media who are willing to say it. China is, they are modern day Nazis. The Chinese Communist government, which has taken over Hong Kong, which wants to take over Taiwan, which is taking over the South China Sea, which created and allowed to spread the coronavirus, that has cost us trillions of dollars and led to many of you listening right now directly being unemployed. The NBA is doing their bidding. They are China's servant. They are taking billions of dollars from China, lecturing all of us in America about America's failings, and taking effective money from modern day Nazis. And the NBA players and coaches and owners and the league itself wants to lecture you and me about why we're not socially woke enough while they are putting money in their pockets from Nazis. And then they want to argue that they're going to be on the right side of history. It's one of the most unbelievable situations I have ever seen in the history of sports. And look, if the NBA were not trying to be transparently political, I probably wouldn't spend time talking about it on this show, because I would say, you know what, the NBA is doing whatever they need to do to make as much money as they possibly can. I'm not going to get involved in their individual hypocrisy, because there certainly are a lot of American corporations that are hypocritical when it comes to China. But the NBA players and coaches and owners are saying, oh, no, we're not going to shut up and dribble. We're more than athletes. Well, if you're not going to shut up and dribble and you're more than athletes, then why, when it comes to China, do you shut up and dribble and claim that you're not anything other than athletes? Because it's convenient when you can put money in your pocket from Nazis without having to condemn them, but you rip American institutions to shreds because that actually doesn't hurt your paycheck. If you're going to be a woke political organization, if you are going to be LeBron James striding around in equality sneakers, isn't it incumbent upon you to at least make sure that your equality sneakers aren't being made by slaves? LeBron James right now is the equivalent of a slave master. Back in the day, he's making money off the labor of slaves while lecturing all of us about what awful human beings we are. I don't know about you, but we don't get products made by Nazis and make money off of them at OutKick. I run an American business. We crush hypocrisy in the world of sports and outside of it. It's why this show is dominating. It's why it's the most listened to sports talk show in the entire country anywhere in the mornings. 6 to 9 a.m., nobody touches us in terms of the number of people that are listening right now. It's because all of you kind of fill that rank hypocrisy. You're aware of it. And it's crazy to me that so many people in the media won't even touch it. We got all these NBA media literally in a bubble. All they have to do is cover the NBA every day, and not one of them has asked about China. James Harden puts on a Blue Lives Matter mask, and 30 seconds after it hits the Twitter streets, the NBA media is asking him whether or not he's actually endorsing police or not. And by the way, that's where we are in the NBA. If you say, hey, police officer lives matter, you have to apologize for it in the NBA. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen.